The following video captures my thoughts on Michigan's 56-27 defeat at the hands of the Ohio State Buckeyes. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar, and this video will capture my thoughts on Michigan's 56-27 loss to Ohio State. I don't want to make this a long video. And I'm going to freestyle this one. I don't have any talking points to guide me through this. But I just want to capture my main thoughts on the game. As you can see, I'm not in Northern Virginia. I am actually in Western New York at my mother's house in her kitchen. And that opening location shot that you saw was the Buffalo Wild Wings on Niagara Falls Boulevard. And me and a group of guys have watched the game there for the last 4 years, all of which have been Michigan losses. And today I actually found out that Buffalo Wild Wings is actually the official Western New York Buckeyes game watch location. So there was a whole crew of Buckeye fans who came in during the game. One gentleman actually carried a large cutout of the Buckeye mascot. And every time they scored, you could hear someone yell, OH, and the rest of the crowd yell, IO. And of course, we heard that quite a bit today, unfortunately. Let's see. So I'm freestyling this. So first of all, I want to say congratulations, Ohio State. Good game. Excellent game. Excellent performance. Ohio State was who we thought they were. And they came in and they were, regardless of whether or not they won the game, they were going to be in the Big Ten championship game next week, and they probably are going to be, or they probably were going to be in the college football playoff regardless of the results from today's game. So they were pretty much playing for seeding in the playoff. Our team, on the other hand, was playing to try to make a statement and to try to get over that hump. Since Coach Harbaugh took over the Michigan program, he is yet to beat Ohio State. He's beaten every other team. He's beaten Michigan State. He's beaten Notre Dame. He's beaten Penn State. He's beaten all those teams, but the elusive victory is the Ohio State Buckeyes. So once again, good game, Ohio State. J.K. Dobbins had he had that eye of the tiger most of the game, and he was running hard and running strong and dragging the pile and really cutting back. So he'd start this way, and then he'd cut back and he'd run this way. And he looks like a very, very strong kid. And of course, Justin Fields, I thought we got good pressure on him during the game, but he actually went out at one point, but I got to give it to him. He made some gangster throws, like that scramble to the left late in the game, and he lobbed it up to that receiver in the back of the end zone, and he just made some clutch gangster throws. So, got to give it to those guys. They played a great game, and well, they were who we thought they were, a Mack truck barreling down the road straight at us. Let's see. So what can I say about the Michigan team? What I can say about the Michigan team is three things stood out to me, and well, one big thing. So first of all, in this game, this is a game where Michigan was going to have to play up to Ohio State's level. So they were going to have to play pretty much a flawless game to be able to stay in it with the Buckeyes. Their offense was going to have to be clicking on all cylinders, and the defense was going to have to get a few stops here and there just to keep our team in the game. I thought that early on the offense was able to get a nice flow. Shea was able to get the ball out pretty quickly, and Chase Young and the Ohio State pass rush pretty much early on was a non-factor because Shea was getting the ball out early, and he was hitting our wide receivers and our tight end, McCune, for large gains. So that was working. The defense was struggling a little bit. Ohio State's offensive line, I think, was bigger and more physical than our defensive line, and then Dobbins was on a mission, and I think that pretty much carried them through the first half. I know Fields made some throws, but I can't really remember much other than those passes he made in the second half. But again, Michigan was going to have to play up to where Ohio State was playing just to have a chance to win the game. And athletics, a large part of athletics when you're taking on a stronger team and when it's a heavyweight fight, basically, so much relies on momentum. And momentum and confidence are key. And I thought that there were a few things that Michigan did to shoot itself in the foot, and which took the momentum away and caused them to fall steadily and steadily behind. And a lot of sports is mental, is psychological, and when things, for a fragile team like ours is, it's a young team aside from our senior quarterback, once things start going bad, they can start to steadily go bad and get worse and worse and worse. And against a team like Ohio State, things can really snowball really quickly, and then before you know it, the kids are dropping passes, and then they're wondering, okay, what are we doing? We're not going to win. Players get frustrated and make dumb plays, and then next thing you know, you're down 37-16, 42-16. So I thought that three things stood out to me, which I think were things that plagued the team early in the season. So the first was that the fumble. Shea was driving the team down for another score, and there was our center, I guess it was Cesar Ruiz, snapped the ball too early, and Shea fumbled it, and Ohio State recovered it. That hurt our momentum. And then Khaleke Hudson once again lined up in the neutral zone on the punt. And as opposed to us getting that possession back and then getting another chance to shorten the lead, it gave Ohio State a first down, and they scored on that first down. Another one was the Cam McGrone hit out of bounds on Justin Fields. I thought those were all plays that killed our momentum and basically shifted some sort of advantage to Ohio State. And again, in a game like that, you cannot afford to give an opponent of that strength advantages. And you can't afford to give the ball away, and you can't afford to give them first downs. So I don't know if that's, again, this team not being used to that sort of pressure. I'm not sure if the coaches didn't properly prepare them for that stage, or maybe those were just mental meltdowns. The Khalik Hudson encroachment call really, really stood out to me because he did the same thing in the second game. I think it was against Army. He lined up in the neutral zone, and he gave Army the first down. And that game went into overtime, and we somehow miraculously pulled that one out. But this wasn't Army, it was Ohio State. So I think that Ohio State played a great game, but I think that there were also a lot of mental errors and self-inflicted wounds on the part of our team. So you can't shoot yourself in the foot against that caliber of opponent. And so, there was, there were Buckeye fans in the Buffalo Wild Wings, and, the chatter started at the table. Harbaugh should get fired. Harbaugh should go back to the NFL. And I didn't watch any of the post-game press conferences. I haven't heard any of the commentary. Right now, I don't want to hear any of the commentary. But those, for a lot of the fans, the pitchforks and the tiki torches are back out, and they are calling for Harbaugh's head. I think, let's see, I think at our table, I just try to stay quiet. We had two Buckeye fans sitting there, and my other buddy's a Michigan fan, and he kind of went into the sky is falling thing, and, this is unacceptable, it's year 5, blah, 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 blah. And then the guys across the table were like, this is good, we're beating you guys, Harbaugh should leave, Harbaugh should get fired, Harbaugh should go back to the NFL, blah, 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 blah. So I just pretty much stayed quiet. So the thing is here, if it were me, and I told them this, I don't know if anyone listened at the time, but as John U. Bacon told us about a month ago, that is our athletic director, Ward Manuel's decision. So either Jim would have to decide to not come back, or Ward Manuel would have to fire him. But as John U. Bacon said, the program is healthier than it's ever been. Interest is high. The luxury boxes are being sold out. And, if you get a new coach in there now, you're going to have to restart the whole thing over again. So if I were Ward Manuel, I would at least give Jim one more year. I would talk to him, though. I'd ask him how he's feeling after 5 years of losing to Ohio State, coming close in the 2016 game and the 2017 game, and getting shellacked in 2018 and now in 2019. I'd ask him how he feels, but I would give him one more year at least. That's just me. I'm a patient person, and I'm an optimist, and I know that our school's football program is unique, and I wouldn't be so quick to pull the trigger. But I would ask Jim about his staff. Last year he brought in Josh Gaddis for the offense, to improve the offense, And so the question, once again, is what about the defense? So I'm not saying that Don Brown didn't put together a good scheme and game plan, but I think that, Ohio State does have some exceptional athletes, like Dobbins and Olave and all those guys. But there were numerous times today when safety Josh Metellus was out in coverage. And we've seen several times this year that covering wide receivers out in space does not seem to be Josh Metellus's strength. I'm not trying to pick on the kid. He can probably play defensive back much better than I can. But I'm just saying that there were times where the defense either broke down or there were mental errors or there were missed assignments or Ohio State was just better. And so defense wins championships for the most part. And so I would ask Jim, are you okay with how that side of the ball has gone? Or do you think that there needs to be a change of some sort? It could be getting some bigger, stronger guys up front so that when you play Ohio State again, you can match their offensive line. I don't know, but these are things that if I were Ward Emanuel, I would ask Jim about. And these are things that Jim needs to think about. This is the second straight year that Ohio State has had their way with our defense. And going forward, is this going to be the norm every year? And then the interesting thing, assuming Jim comes back, is what's going to happen with the quarterback situation. I don't think Jim should bring in any more transfers. I think that he needs to play one of his guys who have been in the program for several years now, like Dylan McCaffrey or Joe Milton. I think we need one of our guys in there. And I'm thankful for what Shea did when he was here, but I think we need some stability at that position. So I think I'm going to stop this video here. I didn't want to go too long. Those are my thoughts on what happened. This type of outcome was always a possibility based upon where the teams were ranked and based upon how strong Ohio State is this year and based upon where our team came from game one to this game. It's been a bit of a transition year. The team has been finding itself every week, and they found a flow in the Penn State game. But, as much as people want to bitch and complain and cry and sob about the game, this was always a possibility. Ohio State was ranked much higher. We were ranked lower. And they, right now, they're a stronger program, and they are having a great year. So, to have beaten them would have been great. To have brought the game down to the wire would have been great as well. But again, Michigan was going to have to play up at a high level for most of the game, and they weren't able to do that. So I'm going to stop this video here. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Buckeye fans, be civil. Michigan fans, be civil. This will probably be my last Michigan football video for this year, unless something drastic happens or something unforeseen happens, like Jim handing in his resignation. If our team lays another egg in the bowl game, I will probably, I don't know, I'll have to see how I feel in a month. But I want to thank everyone who has supported these Michigan football videos. These have been some of the most successful videos on my channel. And thank you all for watching and commenting, even the Buckeye fans and the other dissenters. In any case, that's all I've got. Take care. I'll talk to you next time. Go blue. And always remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Take care, and I'll talk to you the next time. Bye-bye.